We're going to take a closer look now at teens in social media. It's a subject Rachel Simmons tackles in her new book, Enough As She Is. We're going to talk to her in a moment about how parents can help lessen that online pressure to be perfect. First, Deborah Roberts is here, and you had a conversation with some young women.
Eye-opening, George. We've both got girls, and a lot of people out there do. And you know how tough it can be trying to rein in that addiction to Snapchat and Instagram. Well, what I learned is it's hard because statistically girls kind of own social media. Turning to it at rates much higher than boys. Well, these young women I spoke with at Smith and Mount Holyoke colleges admit that it can be a dangerous trap of competition, jealousy, and low self-esteem. How would you describe your social media persona compared to your everyday persona? Same? Different?
I mean, same with like a filter.
With a filter?
Yeah.
Making it look just a little better.
Yeah, I mean, I tried to post, like a lot of my friends will wait 3 or 4 days after an event has happened to post a picture, to wait for the perfect time. You know, apparently 8:45 is like the golden hour to get as many likes as possible.
I think that sometimes the likes are kind of a measure of your self-worth as seen by other people.
Young women and social media, uneasy companions, but the urge hard to resist. How many of you pick up your phone as soon as you wake up or before you barely open your eyes?
Sometimes I feel like my phone is my only connection to the outside world. And I find that constantly when I flip over my phone, I'm looking and I see that I have an Instagram message, like my heart rate almost like speeds up. I'm like, okay, what is this? Despite the exciting jolt, the apps can also be a gateway to toxic self-esteem, says Rachel Simmons in her new book, Enough As She Is. She says research shows students on Facebook are convinced their online friends are happier and more successful than they are.
There are moments, and I think it's situational, where and I'm like, I'm not good enough because look at her, or I'm not good enough because of her. And it's not Kim Kardashian, it is like my friend group. We come out of it feeling worse about ourselves when we see other people being their best.
I think a lot of times people are trying to show wealth, actually. So they'll be showing like, oh, look at this vacation I'm on.
Loneliness feels worse when you're on social media. When I'm scrolling through like and people are getting together with their friends or having a party, or it feels like, you know, maybe I should be interacting with people. Or...
These college women telling us it's taken years, but some are slowly beginning to pull away from social media.
I've tried really hard to like consciously view social media as an opportunity to connect rather than an obligation or a place to compare yourself. I think most of us are very aware of its downsides.
This academic year I've deleted all my social media or all the apps on my phone so I can't access them.
Why?
I think, one, it's wasting my time. 2, I think it contributes to unhealthy mental health. I think likes, they're arbitrary. What do they mean? People don't actually like it, they're just double tapping on their phone. It has no significance.
Rachel Simmons joins us with Deborah right now, and boy, we have all seen this. We were talking, we have teens as well. That competition for likes on Instagram, on Snapchat. How do you discourage it?
Well, it's so easy for them to think that their likes define them. So we want to say to them, listen, your likes have nothing to do with how kind you are, how hardworking you are, what a good person you are. And she will roll her eyes. Like if she doesn't roll her eyes, you're doing it wrong. But she's still listening.
But they also do roll their eyes when they see people trying too hard.
Absolutely. And they know that it's fake, but that's our job as parents to keep reminding them because they're on it all the time, practically 24 hours a day.
In fact, they say it's so hard. I issued a challenge to the girls before I left to see if they could stay off social media the rest of the day. A couple said they could do it. A couple of others said it was just too hard, even though they know.
We have a hard time getting through dinner.
It's a trap. Yes, exactly.
But we do. Basically, you got a little experiment here as well. We got a table. One table got some hot coffee, another didn't.
We gave out some coffee this morning to a table that we picked, and the whole audience watched them get that coffee. They went, oh. And we did that in part to show that it's so easy to feel left out when one group gets attention and others don't. And I think as parents, we've got to tell our kids, hey, we all sometimes feel left out. It's normal. You're not alone.
What I loved is Rachel said to make sure that they are coming to social media with intention. Why are you posting these pictures? Is it about validation or is it about connecting?
Right. We want to tell our girls not to try to compare themselves to other people. You may notice that your friend is pretty. You don't have to say she's prettier. She's pretty. She's not smarter. She's smart. So we want to tell our kids to use social media to express themselves and to connect, but not to compete.
And that's the most important thing that girls especially have to remember.
Well, because they get so much much pressure about their looks. They're so pressured to define themselves by their looks. So as parents, we have to keep telling them it's not about how you look. It's not about how many times someone taps on a screen and gives you a like.
So stop refreshing all the time.
Yeah, but the girls you were talking to seem to get it, but it takes time.
It takes time. In fact, they've come a long way because they've worked with you. But they all said that they've been judged. They know those feelings of like low self-esteem, but they are now starting to realize that they can pull back from time to time.
Hard habit to break.
Very hard habit. We've just got to keep reminding them you don't have to be perfect, and you don't have to be perfect online. You'll make mistakes, but as parents, we're here for you no matter what happens.
And you say embrace failure.
Absolutely, because no one can be perfect online. Let's not use fear and shame to teach kids. Let's tell them you're learning a new skill and make safe, smart choices. We'll be here if you screw up.
Critical advice, a lot more in Enough As She Is that is out today.
Well, hey there, GMA fans. Robin Roberts here. Thanks for checking out our YouTube channel. Lots of great stuff here. So go on, click the subscribe button right over here to get more of awesome videos and content from GMA every day, anytime. We thank you for watching, and we'll see you in the morning on GMA.